Alright guys, welcome to this legendary guide for Hellebron's Vortex map campaign. This is also going to be helpful for Mortal Empires as well. So the main goal is to take Grand, honestly, between this turn and turn 5. That's the real center of power for the enemy. We're going to leave Spite Reach alone for now because they don't really have any garrison force there. Nothing to build armies. Grand, however, if you let that army up there sit there, it's going to grow into a 20 stack, and it's just going to be a pain to deal with. Also, we're going to go for the Scroll of Vicardes, and we're going to get the gold mine, so it's worth that deficit in the beginning. So we're going to go here and recruit a lord. I'm looking for the malicious trait. So the malicious trait gives us that minus 40% construction cost for Shrine of Cain buildings, which Hellebron's campaign is based off of all those types of units, so we're going to go for that early, as soon as we can upgrade Harganeth. So we're going to just recruit some spears here. Spears are good for melee defense, so it's going to keep us in the fight longer, especially up against certain elven units that we might run across in this battle coming up. Again, this is on legendary, so everything's amplified, difficulty, everything like that. For diplomacy for the first turn, you're just going to try to want to befriend Malekith. You could try joining the war, but he's most likely going to say no. Those stupid rats. But the main goal is we want to take out Marathi's peasants. Take Grand before ourselves. As the end turn goes by, because obviously Hellebron and Morathi are basically, they don't get along. There's only room for one in Nagarond. So what else do we have to be careful of? We want to be careful of Spite Reach. Obviously, we don't want to have another force come in and take our capital. So you'll see what I do later on in the campaign. So now turn 2 rolls around. We want to be able to move that second army close to Grand, but also be able to recruit more units. So as you see, I just placed her on that corner section of Harganeth's region. And now we're going to have our lovely Death Hag try to ruin this guy's replenishment, which he does. He does. Right, now we move. This is the tricky part. So, Hellebron, we're going to take out this guy in a special way. So watch, we siege Grand because we don't want to allow those troops that she's recruiting to be actually recruited. So you disrupt that recruitment as you siege the building. So now, as you see, watch this, when I end the turn, the second lord is going to try to attack Hellebron, but you'll see what we do. We battle, and I obviously know we're going to lose, but we still disrupted the recruitment. So even if we retreat, we disrupted the recruitment for that turn, and then that allows us to give us more time to get that second army to Grand. However, we go into the battle anyway, and I want to take out this lord before the reinforcing armies come. So as we see us transfer into the battle, this is a replay, so that's why you could see the balance bar and everything on legendary. I wanted some cool cinematic shots in there for you guys, so it's not just a drag. So as you can see, the reinforcing armies coming in on the corner, but we have the Sisters of Slaughter moving in, and the Crone. We pop that Gaze of Cain ability. This guy, I guess he's just scout. He's a scout for that Marathi's peasant mob. Their minions. The scout was caught by our lovely whip-bearing dominatrix people. Jesus. But yeah, he's getting slaughtered in the red clouds. And you could see that army coming in on the end. So now watch that once we're going to try to finish him off. Marathi's doing some Naruto running right now. The rest of our army is hidden in the trees. And then as soon as we kill this lord, we're going to send these guys to withdraw. You completely missed that shot. She's stalking the prey. She's stalking the prey. Taking out innocent casualties, but she loves the blood. She loves the death knights and everything like that. Murder. So, as we see now, we won against that lord, obviously. But now, it was all tactic. We're going to retreat everyone. Send our armies off. Regroup. With our reinforcements coming in. So, let's go over Hellebron's tactics. She's great in melee, vulnerable to missile fire, especially by dark shards since they've got those armor-piercing damages. We cut out as the reinforcements try to catch up to us, but they never make it. So now that we disrupted the recruitment, their army's going to be weakened, obviously. And then that lord survived. I guess that sorceress of Garon was able to heal his wounds. So now, this is an interesting part. This is the big battle. We're not going to siege Grand, we're going to attack that lord, and that's going to draw out that reinforcements from Grand and the army that's garrisoned there. So by turn 3, you're already having a huge battle. Now, most people think, in general terms of like general campaigns, you want to go for that first turn battle and go from there, but we didn't. Usually people, I find, they go for Spite Reach first instead of going this route, and that just leads to them not getting Grand until probably around turn 10. You have to like fake out that 20 stack that comes out of there. Alright, so we've got an even game. Transfer into this. Hellebron's gonna go for her revenge. We want to finally kill that guy that survived her in the last battle. And then we wait for the rest of our army to get in here, and then we're gonna attack that main force and kill Marathi's minion. Caladriel, I think her name is. As we approach the dreaded duel. So just take some pointers. I'll show you how I have that army set up just to receive less casualties. You want to obviously go and use that high ground that you get from the spawn point. You might spawn somewhere else in your campaign, but as long as you use the terrain to your advantage. I tried juking out some arrows here, but she obviously got pierced. And one shot. Cut his intestines right out. Buried in the snow. Alright, so let's go back to the army. We're all settled in here. Sisters of Slaughter. Your #1 killing machine. Harganeth executioners are good, but they're slow, and at this rate in the campaign, you're just going to get gunned down by dark shards if you put them on your front line. So hold them in reserve. At least the Sisters of Slaughter have that shield and they've got that physical resistance, so they can survive a little bit better. You just have to be careful of magic spells. So there's Caladriel, the servant of Marathi. And we want to be able to take our revenge on Marathi for holding the secrets of youth. So as we move in, see that front line of spears is going to be able to hold our line for a while since they have a higher melee defense than melee attack. And that's going to allow us to use our specialized units like the Sisters of Slaughter, the Death Hag, and Hellebron are all killing machines. So they're going to be able to basically go around, make their rounds, kill everything in their path, especially with that Gaze of Cain ability. So here we go with the front line. The front line engages. Jesus Christ. Alright. So there's our sorceress. And the Death Hag's going in. Gets lost. Sneaking up on there. Boom! Going in there with that steel chair. Hellebron's making her way in here too. Now the Gaze of Cain is popped. The red fury. The red mist of blood. We've got those dark shards. The dark shards we have to take care of. The dark shards are like probably one of the best early game units for dark elves. If you spam them. I mean, I don't encourage spamming. I hate that kind of thing, but just a couple to take out some specialized units. Now, see, that's exactly what you want to avoid. My Sisters of Slaughter just got wrecked by that freaking glacier that came out of the floor with the Caladriel's spell. She just popped out of the ice and laid an ambush. But anything with physical resistance, obviously, is vulnerable to magic damage, and they're going to take amplified damage. So if you can see, their health bar is probably around 3/4 filled when they were close to full health in the beginning. Now see, we have Hellebron sneaking up with the steel chair against Caladriel. She doesn't even realize. She's busy taking those whips. This reminds me of Ahsoka when she comes up behind Darth Vader. Hammered. She gets back up. She knows she's done. She's like a freaking ninja running around like that. And then she gets finished. She's finished. Nothing can compete with Hellebron right now. Nothing in this area. Except for maybe Malekith, but Malekith's our friend. Right here. Here's the finishing blow. Try to get that in slow motion for you guys. He gets flopped right into the snow. Buried. Head first. As you can see, the rest of our army, I mean, it's a simple battle, honestly. You just have to use your spears to hold the line, make some flanks going around the left and the right, and sabotage those, and harass those dark shards so they can't shoot at your line. You see the Hargoneth Executioners coming in a supporting role. You do not want them on your front line in the beginning because they're gonna get wrecked. We also see our second lord here going in with some spells. Flock of Doom is going to come in here soon. I also had her using the Wild Form spell on Hellebron throughout the battle. It's hard to see. I mean, I know my cinematic shots are not the best right now. I'm trying to work on that for sure. The Flock of Doom comes in. Birds from the trees call to this mighty sorceress's power. More blood, more mist. Blood mist coming in as Hellebron finishes the last couple units that are trying to survive. He's taking Gron for herself. So this was probably the hardest battle out of all of them. For sure. You'll see in a little bit. Battle's finished. That's the big battle. Out of the first 3 turns, that's what you're gonna have to deal with. So we phase out of that. A lot of dead casualties. They only have 314 remaining. So we're going to take Grand now. We have to wait a turn because we don't have any monsters that could siege the walls. Now, you could take a chance and have the Death Hag try to punch a hole through the wall. But if you do that and she fails, then you lose her for that battle that we just played out. So you could save scum, but who wants to save scum on a legendary campaign? I mean, you have to like literally quit the game and cancel it so it doesn't save on you. And everything you take in this campaign, you're going to want to loot and occupy. You're going to get as many slaves as you can, because you're going to want to be able to have that blood voyage by turn 10. In this campaign, I was able to get it by turn 9 and send a full stack of damaging units, like high-end units, to Ulthuan on turn 10 is insane. They're going to kill a bunch of stuff. And that's the main point. You're going to want to sabotage the High Elves as much as you can without sending Hellebron's army there in the beginning. We see this. We're going to wait a turn. Alright, so we just phased that out. I just auto-resolved. It was an easy win. You don't lose a lot. You'll probably lose more playing the battle, since the towers on the buildings, on the walls, will take out a lot of your troops. So now you notice I moved that second army back. We're going to go towards Harganeth, and you'll see what we do. It's turn 4. We want to go back towards Harganeth and take out Spite Reach, which is that other settlement that Grand controls. If you don't, you'll have a stack of shades come siege Harganeth, which is spam on the AI's part, but if you can get there first before they start spamming that army, then you can avoid that whole situation, because there's no way your garrison plus this army of spears is going to be able to take out those shades. It's ridiculously overpowered. So you're going to want to get there early. Try again to get some Nagaron to like us. They don't want us to join their war. It's not worth partnering with Karenkar or any other Dark Elf faction, except maybe Clark Harand. You get a quest for a non-aggression with them. So that's another positive relationship you can make. But everyone below you is going to get their butts kicked by Tretch. So it's not worth getting Tretch to hate you by allying with all these guys. If it's not worthwhile for you. And you have to be more efficient, as efficient as possible every turn. You have to play all your battles to minimize your losses. Plus you get, I think, more experience if you actually play the battles. If you auto-resolve, I feel like I've seen the experience only go up ever so often, like not as much as if you play a battle. Say you fight a rebellion, you fight the first battle since it's close, but then the second battle, there's only like a couple troops left. If you auto-resolve that, you're barely going to get any experience. If you actually play it, you might go up a whole rank. That's what I've noticed through my playthroughs on all my campaigns. As you see the Death Hag skill tree there, we're going to build her up in the specialist trait, so it's cheaper for us to send her on missions. And then we're also going to try to level her up as soon as possible. So basically after this battle, after capturing Grand, you're going to want to send her looking for treasure. So you can send her to the Great Arena, have her explore that settlement. You can send her to Kuark, which is over to the right, have her explore that settlement. And she'll get a shit ton of XP, but then she'll also be able to get those nice items if you can actually pass the tests that you run into. Which I don't understand. Every settlement is an old one puzzle. How is there an old one puzzle up here? How is there an old one puzzle in the Empire? You know what I mean? The puzzles are easy, all except for the circle dial one, because you can't actually edit anything. The one with the cubes is the easiest. So now, as you see on Spite Reach, I'm going to end the video soon here, but this is where you start off. You start off with over 10,000 gold, and you're going to want to siege this settlement before anything is made. You could easily win this battle. You just got to use your lord if it's sorceress or any of the other two. Sorceress helps with the spells and stuff, but you'll be able to win either way. Just harass those spears and dark shards. So that is the video, the guide, and that's going to be a good start for any Hellebron campaign. You could use it in Vortex or Mortal Empires. Mortal Empires, the same thing. The Grand is even closer in Mortal Empires, so you could do that. Something like that is easy. I'm going to be posting more guides for every character as the time goes on, especially DLC and everything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide, and let me know if you have had any good experiences with a Hellebron campaign, or what campaign you would want to see in the future, because I know some of them are actually pretty difficult, and I enjoy the legendary status of difficulty because it's intriguing. Alright, have a good one. I'll see you guys later.